What is up, everybody? Here at you with another episode of the Slackercast. I am Greg. Here with me today is Lawrence,
What's up?
Corey, and Dustin.
What's going on?
What's up,
everybody?
fellas? So
Not much. Want to get started?
tonight was eventful, Lawrence. Almost got killed
It
by a
was.
dog.
You're talking about the dashing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that dog, man. No, we was out earlier talking about like random dog experiences we've had, and I was telling Lawrence that the worst feeling in the world is when you're getting chased down by a dog and you don't know if it's about to come and like catch you, eat you, or what. It's just to have that constant fear.
I'm actually not afraid of dogs at all.
You've
When I
never been
deliver-
chased by one on a bike?
I used to deliver FedEx, and I would just stare them dogs in the eye and walk right by them.
Hold on, dude. You
And-
delivered FedEx when you were a kid? Because everyone's
No.
had that experience when they were kids where they were chased by a dog somewhere.
I was never chased by a dog as a kid. I've never been afraid of dogs though. They don't scare me. I'll knock a dog out.
I had a
Wow,
big ass
okay.
chow take a chunk out of my leg one time walking down the street.
Yes,
so
I remember that.
Show us
it
the
wasn't
scar.
fun. No scar really. I had a couple of puncture marks, and I was all right though. Little peroxide, I was good.
I got you, man.
No, I was telling Lawrence the story about how I used to ride my bike like all over town, and I'd always ride by this guy's house named Chad, and he had Doberman pinchers, and like they'd always like run up to the fence whenever I would pass by there. But one day he left the fence open, so like I go to pass by there, and I just see these dogs dart around the corner and start chasing me, and like
No, that's not how you told it, dude. You said that you saw the fence was open first. And then
Yeah.
you knew something was wrong.
yeah,
Because
so-
it's not supposed to be open.
So they start darting around the corner, and I'm afraid to look back. So all I hear is just their claws hitting the concrete, just and they were like doing that like half growl, half like bark thing where they're like, and I'm like, oh shit.
Was it the little mini ones?
No, dude, it was like full size
No, the
Doberman
full
pinchers.
ones.
My brother got chased by one of the mini ones one time. It was pretty funny.
Dude, Greg, why wasn't there anyone in the neighborhood to help you? Like, no one ever sees you when you're getting chased by dogs, right? It's like you're always alone. Like, no one ever pulls up to try to, I don't know, chase the dog away or help you, bail you out or nothing.
What kind of foo beer drink are you drinking there, Dustin?
This is a busy seltzer. I drink the seltzers because they don't give me hangovers, even though I like beer better.
Interesting.
But we also used to drink Smirnoff Ice all the time, Greg. Remember that?
I do remember that actually.
When you threw up at the bowling alley?
Story for another day, man. Story for another day. But tonight we want to talk about a few different things. One being, I'm sure everyone's seen it by now. Maybe not you two, but Godzilla versus Kong.
I saw it.
You did
I
see it?
haven't watched it
Yeah.
yet, but I want to.
I'm actually kind of shocked you've seen it, Corey, because I didn't think you were really dug the monster movies that much.
No, I enjoyed the last one. I didn't see Kong Skull Island. I saw the Godzilla 2014, and I enjoyed the is it King of the Monsters? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, King of the
Yeah,
Monsters.
the one where he fought Ghidorah.
Yeah, so I wanted to see this. I'd heard good things from friends, and I enjoyed it. I thought it was a fun movie.
I actually
Yeah.
enjoyed it way more than I thought I would. I was shocked.
Same here. I felt the Kong Skull Island was all right. If you didn't see that one, that was good. It kind of leads into this one, but you don't have to see it to understand Kong
Right.
versus Godzilla. Yeah, so you're not missing much.
So
No.
Dustin, you're about to get spoiled big time here. So.
I'm good with
not,
it.
not that there's really
Dude,
anything
he's
spoiler.
drinking anyway, so you're probably not going to
I one beer isn't gonna.
remember.
So what I liked about this one that they kind of messed up on previous monster movies on is you got more monster than people for the most part.
Mhm.
And that's what everybody wants when they watch a monster movie.
Yeah.
Like the opening scenes with Kong, I loved. I mean, that's
Mhm.
really what hooked me.
I
Yeah.
feel you on that one.
A couple things I noticed. It was almost action wall to wall in that movie. There was always something happening, which was
That
great.
surprised me.
And it had, hear me out on this, it kind of had a Guardians of the Galaxy feel. There was like a good mix of comedy and action through the thing, which I kind of liked that too. It wasn't too much, but it was just the right amount.
Yeah, and actually, I didn't even realize I have no idea what her name is, so apologies about that. But the girl from Stranger Things,
Millie Bobby
I-
Brown.
yeah, I did not know she was in it.
She was in the other Godzilla.
Yeah,
movie,
she's in
too.
the other one.
Yeah.
Why do I not remember her?
She had a pretty
I
big
don't
part.
know.
I don't know how
Yeah.
you couldn't.
And was she in
tell
King of
us, man.
Monsters?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, I must have
That's
just
where she
half-assed watched
debuted.
that movie.
Yeah. That was when she first started, I think. But who
Yeah, I
directed
think
this movie? Does anyone know?
This was Adam Wingard. He's kind of been making his way up the ladder in terms of movies. He did that Blair Witch remake.
Yeah.
I can't think of some of the other stuff. I didn't mind that one. I thought a lot of people hate on that, but it is what it is.
I didn't hate it neither. It was
in its own way, like on its own, it's all right. But then you compare it to the original one, it's shit.
Yeah, I mean it's just a rehash of the first one, but there were a couple of cool things. I like how the the stick figures. Like there was that scene where they broke up that one and it kind of contorted that one girl. Remember that part?
That was pretty cool.
That was kind of cool.
But did you feel like less was more, like the first one, how it kind of like suggested?
Yeah, I mean, you can't. I mean, that's a movie you can't do again, really. Once the cat's out of the bag with the first one, that's kind of it.
Yeah.
So,
speaking of first ones, did anyone see the original first Kong versus Godzilla? Because I'd never seen the original.
I did. I was a big
Like the
monster
old
movie fan
school
back then.
fan?
Yeah, I think the old school
Oh
one.
yeah, I've seen them.
You've
I've
seen
seen
them.
all the old Godzilla movies.
Who won in that film? Does anyone know, like the official winner between the two? Because that's like a big mystery.
I
Kong.
don't know.
Shut up, Greg. You Team Kong ass.
I did want to mention Adam Wingard. Some other stuff he's done was he had segments in VHS and VHS2. He directed a movie called The Guest, which is really good if you haven't seen that. And you're next as well. So it's kind of
saw Your Next.
You're next,
Your
Lawrence.
Next was really good.
Yeah. So
Underrated, but yeah, really good. But
I haven't seen that.
So Greg, you were right, man. On our last podcast with Corey, you predicted it would be Kong and Godzilla teaming up against Mechagodzilla.
I mean, did anybody really think that wasn't going to happen?
I don't know, man. But it's like Batman versus Superman all over again, just with two big monsters. But it's still, I mean,
I thought
that would mean it's a horrible movie, though. So,
oh yeah, that was bad.
I love the way they did Mechagodzilla in this movie.
It's pretty cool. Yeah.
He looked really good, and I like the way they brought him in. Like,
it was originally King Ghidorah, right? Like it was him controlling Mechagodzilla somehow. Like they were connected.
It was them using, I guess, some type of energy or something from Ghidorah to possess the pilot. I'm not really sure how that happened, honestly. But
there's too much action to keep up with the story.
Yeah.
I just want one of those flying things that they were flying in when they went like to the center of the earth or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Like a toy of it or a real thing?
Real thing.
It's a toy. Oh.
So,
you getting yelled at, Greg?
Yeah,
Yep.
being too loud, Greg. I'm sorry.
Yep, you know how it is. But
all right. So who was everyone going for, man? Because I was Team Godzilla all the way.
I was going for Kong.
Yeah.
I always go for Godzilla.
Oh, thank you. Finally, one other person, Corey.
I would say Kong myself, but I mean, I was just hoping for it to be good. That was like my main priority. So I don't know what you guys think, but these kind of HBO Max, like straight to HBO Max movies so far have been kind of shitty. So
For the most part, yeah.
I've seen two of them. I've seen Kong and I've seen the Justice League Snyder cut. That's about it. I hadn't seen Wonder Woman yet. I don't plan on it. I heard it was bad. But
Which one? The 1986?
1984.
Oh, yeah, whatever year. Doesn't matter.
I've heard that's really bad.
So this
what
is
really sucks is that it's going to kill the movie theaters, especially when Disney Plus starts releasing their movies on premium access.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's gonna be no more movie theaters. It's gonna be like Blockbuster.
That was a big thing. Suck. And what's sad is like the executives over at Warner Brothers, like they want it to happen. They're like, this is the future. You know, movie theaters. If we release things in movie theaters at the same time as HBO Max, it's going to take away from one or the other. So they're like, might as well kill the theater, you know, especially with COVID, and make everything HBO Max. So they want it to happen. They want to fast track this.
And now other platforms getting on board, like Disney Plus, they're going to put Black Widow out on Disney Plus in July, and it's over. Game over.
So going back to Godzilla versus Kong, what was weird to me was like, we can all pretty much agree that Godzilla won, right?
Yes, that's what I was happy about. He won.
So, he has Kong on the verge of death, and Kong gets revived or whatever. But like after he beat Kong, Mechagodzilla beat the fucking brakes off of him. I mean, it was embarrassing.
Okay, he just got done beating up King Kong. He was tired, man. What do you want him to do?
Nah, man, it wasn't that. He just was overmatched. But then, he beats Kong. Then, Kong gets revitalized, gets that little axe thing, comes back. And then he, makes Mechagodzilla look like he ain't shit. So, who's the king of the monsters here?
No one. Everyone is the king of monsters.
Don't you wish that they kind of...
You were describing these fights, though, like it was a UFC match.
I wanted to commentate it like it was. But I think they should have fist bumped at the end.
They kind of did. He kind of
just
kind of nods at him. He's like, "Yeah, I respect you, man. He's worthy."
I thought
do you wish they talk?
Talk? No, absolutely not. They could do sign language. I mean, Kong kind of did talk.
Yeah, isn't that getting tired? Like they did that in Planet of the Apes, where the monkeys do sign language and they talk, and King Kong does the same exact thing here. It's like,
oh, there goes Greg.
Yeah, Greg died.
His wife probably killed him.
Probably off screen. Got sniped. Man, dude.
So you've seen them all, Lawrence?
Yeah, I've seen them. Everyone except the King of Monsters. I didn't see that one.
Okay. Well, where would you rank this in the ones you've seen? Is this top of the...
This, I put it above... The one at the very bottom is the first Godzilla. Kong Skull Island was really good because you had a great cast. You had Brie Larson, Samuel L. Jackson. I mean, John Goodman was in it. I mean, it was a good cast. That was a good movie. And then I'd put this above it because it brings those elements. Not as strong a cast, but it's still a lot of action. So I put this one a little bit above it. Plus, you get the best of both worlds.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to have to check it. I've got Skull Island. I got the 4K in there. I just haven't watched it yet.
Yeah.
What's
good about that one is they took everything wrong with the first Godzilla, I think, and kind of ironed it out. The humans are in there a lot, but it's not overdone. It doesn't take away from the monsters.
Yeah, I thought the worst part of the first Godzilla was they killed off Bryan Cranston. If they kept that character, I thought throughout it would have been better. But
I feel like he didn't want to be in it. I feel like he was like, you know what? If you want to use me to bring people in, fans of Breaking Bad and stuff that recognize him, I'll be in here for 5 minutes, but then kill me off.
Maybe he's got that Harrison Ford syndrome now. Has to be killed in every movie. So
There he is.
There we go.
Where'd you go, Greg?
Technical difficulties. No, I had to. Ah, shit! I had to muffle some sound for the bedroom. Try to keep the sound from carrying too much.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I think I just like Kong better than Godzilla. I mean, back in the day I didn't, but now I think I do.
Is it because he's too powerful?
I think so. Yeah.
That's why I don't like Superman, because he's too powerful to me, and it's just boring and lame. But I like Godzilla better than King Kong, because King Kong is boring to me. So I don't know.
He has personality.
I guess.
Godzilla's like Chewbacca.
But
It's
he
just
kicks ass.
grunts.
That's the best part, man. He's got atomic, but he's just cool physically. He's a dinosaur. I mean, what do you want, man?
yeah, please don't transition to Star Wars.
Oh, why not, Corey? You don't like Star Wars anymore, man?
Not anymore, no.
You didn't read the title of this cast, man?
Well, there is one thing we have to address that is Star Wars related, but we're not going super deep into it. And that's Lawrence informed me today what a Reylo is. I had no idea what this was.
Yeah, and I have a video. It's like 4 minutes, but it's just to kind of
4 minutes.
We'll fast forward through it. We'll do our own thing.
Go for it.
Basically, Reylos. You guys know what that is, or have you heard of it?
No. Not
What about you?
Tell.
No.
You got to tell them what it is, man. Don't leave it to a video. Just tell them.
Basically, man, Reylos are Kylo Ren, and it's the name Rey put into one, and it's this fanfic where it's like both of them get together, and like that's everyone's dream. That's what a Reylo is, a person that supports it. It's like they had these people around for a long time. They're like they wanted like Spock and Kirk to be a thing. You know, you know what I'm talking about? Like, yeah, that was a thing at one point. People wanted Spock and Kirk to be gay together, and that was like a big thing in like the 80s. But people
I must have missed that one.
Yeah, two people to be in a relationship together that have no business being together, basically. And that's what a Reylo is. And then this new trilogy has attracted a fan following of Reylos that have plagued both Daisy Ridley and what's his name? Adam Driver.
You said they come at Ridley hard about it, though.
Oh, yeah. It's like anytime she's interviewed or doing something, they always ask her about it, or they did. And she actually gets like actual stalkers, which is what ended up happening. That's what Reylos, not all Reylos. So if anyone watching this video, it's like 40-year-olds who have nothing better to do, no jobs or anything, who are like, I need to fantasize about Daisy Ridley and Adam Driver.
They're technically related, though, so that's kind of gross.
No, it doesn't stop. It doesn't stop there in the movie. It's real life. Like they'll actually send them letters like, "Hey, you need to divorce your wife and get with Daisy Ridley." That's where it gets scary, because then they start saying things like, "I know you have a son in an actual like real life marriage, but Adam, is there any way you can divorce your wife, abandon your son, and marry Daisy Ridley, who's also in a relationship?"
What the fuck is wrong with people?
And they get bombarded with these letters and stuff. And that's what this new trilogy has attracted. Star Wars was never known for that, as far as I was concerned.
I think it's just that's probably just a sign of the times and the way people are now.
Well, it was great that you informed me about that, Lawrence.
Yeah, I had to warn you just in case, man.
I don't know what to think about it. I mean,
Corey's thinking, he's like
at no point.
I just hate both of them anyway, so I don't care. You know,
it's like I could care less about either character.
So hold on, you said people wanted Spock and Kirk to be together?
Yeah, there was that going around, but it was quieter back then because there was no internet. So like, but that was a thing people would try to get to conventions and talk about and things like that. Like,
I'm going to tell you right now, at no point ever watching Star Trek did I ever think at one time, I was like, I just wish Spock and Kirk would fuck. This would make it all better.
Now Kirk and Uhura, then you got something. They did kiss in one episode, right?
Was she like the only chick on that ship, man? Because that sucks.
I think so. She sure as hell wasn't getting with Scotty.
Oh, fuck no.
Oh, why not, Captain? But I I actually watched a lot of stuff on my days off because I've had 4 days off of work. So I watched The Holy Mountain, and
Oh, shit.
I kind of wish I could have that time back. I mean, like visually, the movie is like fascinating, I guess, but like there's nothing really going on there. I felt like it was designed for people who were tripping acid to be watching it, or maybe on mushrooms, just because of all the visuals. Because there wasn't much of a plot.
What is it? What is it? I never heard of it.
That it's even hard to fucking describe it. Basically, the way the movie starts out is it almost seems like it's going to be just a mockery of Christianity at first, like the crucifixion, such like that. But then it starts going into like other planets, and each planet has their own type of fucked up person that represents something in the modern world. It might be corporatism or just some other weird shit. Like the messages was out there for each one relating to something in the world, but it was too fucking weird, man. Like I couldn't watch it all in one sitting. I had to break it up into parts. It took me like 3 days to watch it.
Yeah.
But it was weird. I don't even know if I could recommend it to anybody. Honestly.
Did you stream it on something?
I don't remember. Let me see if I can remember how I watched it here.
I might have to get high and watch it.
It'd probably be better that way. But I mean, it's out there. You can find it.
What's it called? Holy Mountain?
Yeah, I think it might actually be on Hulu, but I'm not sure. I'm surprised it hasn't been banned here because it kind of has some child pornography at the beginning of it.
Greg, what
The fuck?
Mention that first, man. That's something I need to know before I get in there. I don't know if I want to see this.
Yeah, you can Amazon Prime. That's how I watched it.
Jesus.
You can watch it on Amazon Prime. But it was weird, dude. I mean,
would you watch it again?
No.
All right, I watched something too.
What'd you watch?
So, it's something called it was about it's called Cropsy. I don't know if anyone else has seen it. It's a documentary actually.
Very good.
Now Cropsy was freaky. That was like a urban legend up there in like Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Basically, it was like this guy with a hook hand who would go around kidnapping kids somewhere out in the boonies up there in Pennsylvania. And it was to keep kids away from like going out at night. But it turns out the story was real. And they delve into the actual story behind the legend. And there was this one guy who was like a homeless guy. And he's like borderline retarded. Like he's drooling on himself in pictures. But they searched this guy and they did all these things like investigating him. And they had actually did a whole like search of the area, the woods apparently that he lived in. They didn't find anyone the first time. They go back into the same woods and then they find the body of a kid. And they're like, they try to pin it on him, but there's so many discrepancies within the case. Like it seems like he's innocent, but they blamed it on him because he seems guilty. It's one of those types of cases.
That actually sounds really interesting. I'm going to look into that.
And you got to kind of make it for yourself if he's guilty or not. But it looks like they're kind of trying to frame him. Poor guy.
It's called Cropsy.
It's called Cropsy. Yeah.
What'd you watch it on?
It's on YouTube, actually. You know, it's just a documentary that's laying around on YouTube. I think it's free.
Huh.
The people that did that did another one called Killer Legends. It's okay. It's not as good as Cropsy, but they dive into like the urban legends of like the needles and people tampering with kids' Halloween candy and stuff like that.
Oh, that sounds so good.
So it's worth checking out, but it's not as good as Cropsy.
I did also watch I watched Annihilation with Natalie Portman in it because like I mentioned on your podcast Corey S'mores Indoors that I've been playing a lot of Death Stranding and like so I've been trying to find movies that like influenced it, and one of them that popped up on the list was Annihilation, and I actually really enjoyed it. It didn't turn out to be what I thought it was going to be, but it definitely holds the interest and make you wonder what's going on. Basically, like she loses her husband to a scientific like expedition into this weird prism thing that's like appeared, and I don't remember what the state was. It was like outside some lighthouse, but they send him in there, and he comes back to her, but then like starts to like die basically. So they take him to this facility, and she goes with him, and then she ends up going inside the thing too, and the movie kind of kicks off from there, her trying to figure out what's happening with this other team of scientists. But it was just weird, man. Like from beginning to end, like the stuff they encounter on it was like mutations and weird growths and things of that nature. So
interesting.
Yeah, dude. Dustin, what did you watch?
I actually watched. I was on a plane coming back, going to Seattle, and I watched Tenet. Have y'all seen that yet? The Christopher Nolan movie.
I haven't watched it yet.
I haven't seen it. That came out when COVID was like at its peak, and they were like, "It's in theaters." And I was like, "I can't see it."
It was like the last movie in theaters. Well, it was on one of the free movies on the plane. It was your typical Nolan movie. It was really hard to follow though, because it's about like time traveling, but it's about parallel times, and one's moving forward, one's moving backwards. Like I can't even explain it to you, but I probably have to watch it again. But
sounds like Nolan.
It's got Denzel's
one of the things
son in it, so
one of the things with Annihilation also is it's not a movie you can half-ass watch. You gotta glue yourself to it, or you're gonna lose what's going on really fast.
That's kind of how Tenet is too, and it's got Robert Pattinson, who it actually surprised me with his acting chops. I didn't know that dude could actually act.
Yeah, he's actually gotten better.
He's pretty good now.
Is he still going to be Batman?
Yeah, he's still the Batman. Yeah, Pattinson was in Rover, another movie that was kind of under the radar, but he's definitely far from his Twilight days. He's no longer on that level.
Yeah, I loved him I love him and John David Washington. He's good too, man.
Okay.
There's a movie. Let me see if I can find the name of it because I can't think of shit right now. There's a movie with him in it. I'm trying to find the name here. It's really good. It's by the same people. It's called Good Time. It's by the people that did Uncut Gems. And that's a tense movie. I highly recommend that one.
Okay.
There was one final thing that I watched today. I finished it today, and I've been regretting it ever since. I watched the sequel to Coming to America.
Oh, God.
God, it was so fucking bad. I mean, it's like the director hadn't even seen the original movie, because everything that made the first movie charming is just not there in this movie. It's like, oh, remember you like these characters from Coming to America? Here, we'll bring them back for a brief scene. And
I think a lot of these older movies don't translate. When they try to bring them back or do like a sequel to them, everyone has such high expectations that they always leave you disappointed, at least in my opinion.
This movie to me felt like a reason to introduce a whole bunch of people singing, because there was so much singing, and it's like, hey, look, here's a fucking Prince or whoever from wherever, and they have to sing their song. And then, hey, guess what? Here's Diana Ross. Let's bring her in and sing. And here's Salt and Pepper. Let's bring them in and sing. And then, like, on top of that, like, they call the movie Coming to America, but they spend so little time in America because most of the time they're in Zamunda. So I'm like,
they just called it Zamunda. You think?
I kid you not. Within the first probably 20 minutes of the movie, he's already went to America, got his son, and brought him back to Zamunda. There was no fight whatsoever.
Yeah, what made the first one good was like all the small town people in the city, like
exactly.
the McDonald's manager, Louis. Yeah. Louis was in there. Sam Jackson, uncredited, was in there as the.
Yeah, they brought back a lot of people from the original, but it was lackluster, man. Like the scenes just weren't good.
Those are just money grabs, man. Those are easy money grabs.
That's exactly what it felt like.
Everyone's going to stream it because they've seen the old one and they're going to get money off of it and be done with it. and it doesn't really matter if it's good or not.
Right.
I haven't seen the movie, but what it reminds me of is that Jay and Silent Bob reboot, which to me was a piece of garbage.
It was a total piece
horrible.
of garbage.
It was like all it was like
Fan service. Here you
Yeah,
go. Here's fan
exactly.
service.
Fan service.
Just
fan
handing it
service.
out.
I mean, it wasn't awful, but it was pretty bad.
It was awful. You don't have to say it wasn't awful. It was awful.
I didn't pay for it, so if I
Yeah.
would have gone to the movies and
wouldn't
seen it, then yeah.
I'm glad you didn't pay for it because you shouldn't have had to.
Hold on, Corey. What do Jay and Silent Bob do? I've never seen that movie, so I don't know. Like, what's the?
They get high.
Yeah, I mean, that pretty much sums up his whole career post smoking pot. Has been like shit. Like once he's like Jonathan, my partner on the S'mores and Doors, said it best. He was great at writing stoner comedy until he became a stoner. Then he was a shitty writer. So,
I liked Clerks too, though. I
love Clerks too. Yeah, that's actually Jonathan's favorite Clerks movie. Also,
Yeah.
His favorite Kevin Smith movie is Mallrats. So correct?
No, I think it's Clerks too.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Chasing Amy is mine. That movie is low key awesome.
I would have never seen that if it wasn't for Corey. Like I would have never gave that movie the time of day.
Who did Geely?
Who? What?
There's another one called Geely with Ben Affleck in it.
That is not a Kevin Smith
That's
movie,
not
is it?
Kevin Smith.
Okay, just making sure.
He did Jersey Girl at the same time.
Jersey Girl, yeah.
I'm trying to blame Kevin for stuff he didn't do. I'm sorry, Kevin.
See, like people shit on Jersey Girl, but I liked it. I mean, I thought it was good.
It's better than Reboot. I'll give it that.
Wasn't Red State a Kevin Smith movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was going to bring that up on the
too.
last podcast on Corey's S'mores and Doors. I forgot, but yeah, I forgot. Red State was that good or bad? I don't know.
I liked it. It was different.
Wasn't that the one
Yeah.
where he couldn't get publishing for it and he had to release it like on his own independently? Or was that a different movie? There was a horror movie he did.
It might have been Tusk.
Tusk
that's
was
it.
one.
Tusk
Yeah.
is the one. That's the one that he couldn't
I
get.
can't
He
watch
couldn't
that
get
again.
publishing or anything for it.
Tusk was
Actually,
good.
I like Tusk, but
Tusk, yeah. It's intense.
it's kind of disturbing. Give it that.
Because-
I know what bothers you about it, Lawrence.
What?
Come out with it, man. You know what it is.
He can't grow his hair back, dude. Once he goes full on walrus, that's it, man. He's going to stay that way. No more job, no more pot. Like, it's all, and it seems real. Like, you can believe that happening. Like, there's a guy crazy enough to do that to a guy. If he just had the tools. Just like Human Centipede was kind of scary because it was like, you can see someone doing that.
So if I remember this correctly, like at the end of the movie on Tusk, weren't they keeping him like basically out in the yard like a dog?
Yes.
The ending
Why
sucked.
Why couldn't they bring him inside?
Don't
he
leave your
wasn't-
dogs outside.
He wasn't an actual walrus. I mean, it's not like he he had to have that habitat. They could have brought him in, man.
Greg, because the worst part was his best friend and his girlfriend are now together. They're not about to bring him inside with them so they can see him every day and be guilty.
So he's outside. So he's barking outside their door when they're trying to make their.
Man.
Now, let me say this. That was my biggest problem with that movie. There's no way Haley Joel Osment's hooking up with that chick. He's way too fat baby looking.
Agreed.
For that chick.
That's the perfect description. He's fat baby looking. That's my problem with him. I always looked at him. I'm like, something's with you, man. I don't get it. And it's like he's baby looking.
Because he looks exactly the same as he did when he was a little kid, except grown up.
Yeah.
He looks like his sister, man.
Like
Have
a
you
grown
seen-
baby.
Did he look like the guy in the Stink Fist thumbnail, Lawrence?
Oh yeah, Greg. Why are you going to throw that out there, man? Tool Stink Fist. If people are familiar with the song. If you go on YouTube and type it in, there's a thumbnail where it shows a fat dude covered in ash. I don't know if you've seen it. The thumbnail is trippy itself.
Look,
And that's why
don't let
bring up
Lawrence
Stink
act
Fist.
like this is not something that plagues him. Every time we go out and do like DoorDash or anything like that, he brings up Stink Fist at least once. 'Cause he's like,
that word, man.
he'll just say it out of nowhere. He's just like Stink Fist. And I'm
That's
like,
an
man,
awesome
what is it
word.
with you? And he's like, because the thumbnail, the guy looks so unhappy. He's covered in ash, and you know what? I'm gonna pull it up. Hold on. Let me find the thumbnail real quick here. It was on YouTube, right, Lawrence, where you saw the thumbnail?
It's on YouTube.
We can get a picture to this. Oh yeah, this is perfect. Oh, I'm loading up everything but. Here we go. What the fuck is that, man?
Typical Tool type stuff. I'm sure the video's all weird ass claymation.
You know, it looks like the guy didn't want to be there. Like he was tricked into.
He probably didn't want to be there.
He probably promised him he'd be like at a hotel, like we're gonna
showed up for work, and they're like, "Hey, we're gonna put all this ash all over you."
Why was he covered in ash?
Everyone is in that video. The whole world is ash.
It's a Tool video. Have you not seen Tool videos? They're
I mean, I have, but like
fucked up and weird.
Why ash?
And why Stinkfist, man? What is who comes up with a word like that?
It's kind of a great word, though. I mean,
fucking Maynard comes up with a word like that.
Stinkfist.
Yeah, if you were with us on our dashes, this is what we get into, man.
Oh yeah, we get into some stuff. Then it usually ends up with me road raging.
I always road rage when I dash. Can't stand idiots. Get the fuck out of my way.
No one road rages like Greg. His car gets angry with him. I don't understand that.
I just hate when people are inconsiderate when you like are bringing their food. Like that dog that almost bit me earlier. It was because this kid opens the door and like I hand it to him through the door, and then his sister like barges out the door, and then the fucking dog comes out and it's sitting there looking at me with its two different colored eyes, looking all crazy. I'm like, man, this dog looks like it just got out of prison. I don't want to mess with this thing.
That's when you just look him in the eye and let him know that you're going to whoop his ass.
How am I going to look it in the eye when the eyes are two different colors, man? You can't focus.
Look them in the eye, man. They won't fuck with you, I'm telling you.
But Greg, what baffled me was they just let it out there. They were just like, they almost closed the door and let him out there with you. They got their food and said, you know what? He can stay out there with you, Greg.
Yeah, I told the girl, I was like, you want to get him?
That's why I almost always, even if it says hand it to me, I'll just drop that shit off and leave.
Dustin, are you ever tempted to sit and wait for the guy to come out of his door to see what he looks like? Just because, like, why don't you come out and just get the food? What is going on?
No, I don't do that either. Whenever I order DoorDash, I always wait. I have this little window right by my front door.
Yeah,
you're the window guy. He's the window guy.
You're the guy.
Yeah, I can sit on the stairs and see when you pull up, and then leave my food and get the fuck out of there. I ain't trying to say hello or nothing.
See, this is what's weird to me about the window people. Like, I'll drop the food down, and like I go out to my car. I'm trying to complete the delivery and such on my phone, and they'll just sit there and peek at me through the window. And like they'll move back and forth looking. I'm like, just come out and get your food, dude.
It's awkward because a lot of dashers feel that they have to take that picture of the food. So like a lot of times I've gone out to get the food as they're like taking the picture. So now I'm standing there and they're like, I got to take a picture of the food. And it's like, all right, well, I got the food. You don't need to take a picture. So I'm like standing there posing with the fucking food so they can take a picture. Like, come the fuck on, man. So I just refuse to interact with people when I order food, and when I deliver it too, I just drop that shit off. I've had people try to get me to come in their house and shit, and I'm like, hell no.
What are they inviting you inside for?
One guy was an old guy, and he just had the door open. And he was sitting in the house, and he's like, "Just bring it in here." And I'm like, "Nah, bro, I'm gonna leave it right here on the doorstep."
Yeah, he's gonna kidnap you, man.
Stupid.
Turn you into a walrus.
Can you come inside for a minute?
Yeah. Nah.
Sounds like the Zodiac Killer.
Nope.
They never found him, by the way. They found Golden State Killer, but they can't find Zodiac.
It's Ted Cruz.
Is it? Everything is Ted Cruz.
I do remember seeing some little thing, like it was a description that made him look similar.
Ted Cruz, the most hated man who has been as successful as he is. It's weird, man. I can't. Every time I click on something, his haircut's fucked up, or he's doing something wrong.
I'm gonna take a page out of Corey's book and say let's not get into politics.
Speaking of serial killers, though, haven't you been watching the Bundy tapes, Lawrence?
Yeah, I finished that
on Netflix. Oh, you finished it?
Yeah,
nice. I watched that a while back when it first came out.
Yeah, because we were fascinated by the serial killer stuff for a while. We were like talking about that for like 3 or 4 weeks.
We had a serial killer phase, I guess.
I don't know if that's a good phase to have.
I think everybody has a serial killer phase.
It gets bad when you start ranking them like they're Pokemon or something. You start messing up. That's when we had to take a step back.
Well, there's actually a museum in New Orleans called the Museum of Death. And my daughter actually wanted to go see it. So I took her, and it's actually really cool. It's got a lot of like letters from the Ted Bundy, and
really,
it has tons of serial killer stuff in there. Charles Manson art, like jail art, jail letters.
Sounds like a field trip, Lawrence.
Jeffrey Dahmer. It's only like $15 to get in. It's like it probably takes. I mean, if you really sit there and read everything, probably take you like 30 minutes to get through. It's a really like short-lived thing. They got all kinds of stuff in there, man. It's pretty fascinating.
Do they have it to where I can get a selfie with Bundy?
No, you actually can't. You actually cannot take your phone out. You're not allowed to take pictures of anything. Yeah.
Okay.
Because probably some of the stuff that they have is they're not supposed. I bet they're not supposed to have.
Really, that's interesting.
Yeah. Well, there's a whole. Apparently, I found out on TikTok actually that there's like a whole like black market of serial killer memorabilia you can get. Like there's a guy that has Jeffrey Dahmer's glasses from prison. Like stuff like that you can get. And it's really not, I don't think it's legal to have that stuff. So
is that legal?
It's probably not legal what I have then either. So
Corey's actually got a human skull on his desk.
I have a piece of the fireplace from Sharon Tate's house. So
yeah, they have a lot of that stuff. They have a bunch of stuff from what was the ranch? Spawn Ranch. They got a bunch of stuff like a piece of wood. They even have like leaves from Spawn Ranch. It's pretty cool, man. If y'all go to New Orleans, definitely check it out.
Yeah, it sounds like a field trip, definitely.
So you saw something interesting in Seattle recently, Dustin, with the pop, the big pop store.
It's the Mopop Museum.
The Mopop Museum.
It's the Museum of Pop Culture, and it is incredible. They have everything in there from music to movies, TV. They have a tech hall of fame that has like video games and video game developers. They have a sci-fi hall of fame that has like all the like George Lucas and L. Ron Hubbard, and they have tons of memorabilia. They have a whole Nirvana section that has like Kurt Cobain's sweater, like tons of guitars, all kinds of shit, man.
Huh.
I could have spent all day in that place. It was pretty amazing.
I've heard of that place.
So, Lawrence, when are you going to get out of jail?
Man, I don't know. They got some green screens for sale or something like that. Or cool backgrounds. I need to buy a new house, I guess.
You need to get a backlight. Like the light I'm using is I'm actually sitting at my girlfriend's vanity, and all I did was turn her vanity lights on and put a blanket up.
The first thing I'm going to invest in is definitely lighting. I'm sitting here like at a campfire or something.
And like the this contraption that I'm using for my phone actually has a backlight on it. It just the lights that I have in here work better. But I think we got it at like $5 Below for $5.
So when you
I didn't know what that sold. They sold there $5 Below. I've seen the store. I just never knew what was in there.
They sell everything, and it's all $5.
Oh, okay. I thought it was just cold in there. I didn't know it was because it was $5.
I thought it, the first time I heard it, I thought it was an ice cream place.
It's actually
another ice cream.
It's actually
shop.
really cool. And sometimes my girlfriend just got a new phone, and she just went and got her phone case and screen protector there for $5. $5 a piece.
Check them out, Greg.
Go for
Definitely.
it. So my question is, when you finally get out of prison, Lawrence, are you going to have that?
My bond.
Are you going to have like that fresh out of prison persona, where you're like yelling at everybody and Scaring the
I've been
shit-
there. I've been institutionalized. I've been in there for so long. I have to be hard on the outside, walking around like this, my shoulders up, hands out in front of me, not swinging.
Even when you're going to just order food at a restaurant, you're like, "Hey man, let me get a number one."
Yeah, man. Working fast food, dude, you deal with that a lot.
Are you still working at a casino, Lawrence?
Yeah, I'm at IP right now, man. Still there, fighting a good fight.
Did you get laid off from the bow?
No, I had left the bow before that happened. I was
Before
down to
COVID?
one job.
Oh.
Yeah, before COVID.
Yeah, I got let go right as the whole COVID thing.
Whoa, you were one of the let goes. Dang, dude,
before they really shut the casino down, actually.
How'd they break the news to you?
They called me and said, "Yeah, don't come back to work."
Fuck.
They said, "Don't come back to work till further notice." And then they called me, like, they shut the casino down like a month later. And then they called me like a week after that. And they were like, "Yeah, we're going to let you go. And you're on like a 2-year wait list. So like in the next 2 years, they can call me and ask me if I want to come back." But I mean, I only worked there part-time, so I didn't really give a shit.
2 years?
DoorDash pays a lot more.
So like, have any of y'all ever gotten fired from a job?
Oh, I've been fired a couple of times.
Actually, not.
I remember when I got fired from my security job. My boss calls me like when I'm getting ready to go in that evening, and he's like, "Don't go to work tonight." He's like, "Don't go to work. Whatever you do, don't go to work. Just come see me first." And I'm like, "Okay." Then I go in there, and he's like, "Yeah, gonna have to let you go." I'm like, "Dude, you could have told me this over the phone. When you had me waste gas to come here for?"
No, what he should have done was let you work the whole shift and then fire you. Without clocking you in.
That's what Walmart does.
That actually happened to me when I quit. When I quit Budweiser, I put my 2-week notice in. I worked an entire day, and then I come in and they basically fired me because I quit.
No, dude.
And they were like, "Yeah, well, you can't work here." Well, they still paid me though, so they were like, "You can't work here anymore, but we'll still pay you." And I was like, "Well, shit, where do I sign?"
Oh yeah, well, you're not allowed to work here anymore. Yeah.
Okay.
But hey, every time I've ever quit a job or been fired or something, I still get like a last paycheck like I did work a full day, even though I didn't.
What they did for me was at Budweiser anyways, was they paid me they just paid me like I was still at work. I just had to sign like a contract saying I wouldn't come back to work. And they just paid. I just got my paycheck just normal like usual. So it was like I was getting paid to not work.
What's up, Jonathan?
Hey, yeah, what's up, man? What's going on?
Hope you're feeling better.
Definitely, yeah. Corey told me about your ordeal. That I've been through one of those, but not the second part. So
we get our first chat.
There you go.
Yeah, we got Jonathan here.
What's up, man?
Yeah, what's up to us?
But Corey, who's that guy, Lauren? Because I say that he's Greg's twin. I like that guy. He's cool. Would you find?
Yeah, his channel is visited by Voices One. So he actually had a guest last night named Cullen Bunn, and he wrote the graphic novel of The Empty Man, which is a movie now. And he did some work on Deadpool and stuff like that. So,
that's cool.
He has a lot of cool guests on.
Yeah, he's like you told me. You was telling me he's like an encyclopedia of movie knowledge. So
he's a horror writer too. So he's got books out there. So
okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We had like a celebrity with us, man. We didn't even know.
Yeah, Lawrence says he's my alternate dimension.
Yeah, he's like the Earth to you.
Lauren's a funny dude because like I'll get on a stream and sometimes it'll be just me and him talking, and I immediately feel dumber because he knows so much more than I know. So
God.
There's nothing worse than whenever you're talking to somebody who's like, this person's way smarter than me.
Yeah.
I thought he was talking about fantasy football, Lauren.
No, not that guy.
Not that guy. I gathered that.
I don't want to talk about fantasy football, Dustin. It's a little bit of a sore subject.
Champ right here. Champ. Just like I beat you at golf last night, too.
Oh yeah, that's me and Dustin have known each other for a long time, and we've had this ongoing rivalry in sports games. And
Y'all
he
still
said,
have that trophy?
I do have that trophy.
Yeah,
"What trophy?"
The toilet trophy.
Oh yeah.
I still have it.
You know what's funny, Greg? I went to wash my car yesterday, and as I was pulling out by the car wash I went to, there was like a little driving range, and it made me think of when we used to go out and hit golf balls out at that place.
Those were the days.
Be like 2 in the morning, we're out hitting golf balls.
Have you guys ever done Top Golf?
I haven't. No, I can't hit a golf ball straight to save my life. So, to slice every time. But it's been.
I don't even know.
It's been years since I've even swung a club. Like I think it was when we would go out there. That was probably the last time.
Oh wow! See, I remember me and you did it a couple times, Dustin. When went to the driving range. It's fun.
I play like 3 or 4 times a year. Usually I play with my dad, but he's getting old now, so it's hard to get him to go out and play.
So, we got anything else on the table? You guys want to?
I want to bring something up to you. Jonathan, if Jonathan's watching, he's going to laugh at this because I brought this up a long time ago. But I was kind of going through some movies the other day and saw the movie Juice. You know, the Tupac movie.
Oh,
yes.
Classic.
Okay, here's my theory on that movie. At least the second half, it turns into a horror movie. What's your thoughts?
I think me and you have talked about this before, and I kind of agree with you because once it gets to the stalking stage, man, it's like the mood of the movie changes.
Yeah, he's always like in the shadows and everything.
It's like if not horror, like a thriller for sure.
Oh yeah.
I love that movie.
I always feel like he's like the perfect. There you go. He's like the perfect horror villain in the second half of that movie. So that to me is Tupac's best movie.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. What about the one with him and Eli Roth? Not Eli Roth, but who was the guy from
Tim Roth?
Tim Roth, not Eli Roth. Stupid me. I got half of it right.
Which one's that? Is that Gridlocked or
Gridlocked? That's the one.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know that I saw that one, honestly.
Yeah, it's for me. It's like Juice and Above the Rim are my two favorites.
Above the Rim is good too, but nothing's better than Juice. Juice is definitely his best.
Yeah, Juice was probably the best. I did enjoy Above the Rim also.
How about the news on DMX? That's crazy, right?
That's sad.
DMX. I haven't heard this news.
Yeah, me neither.
He's probably gonna die.
Oh yeah,
did he get COVID or
no? He OD'd on drugs and had a heart attack.
Fuck no.
And he's brain dead.
Yeah.
What?
Oh yeah, I see it. I see it here now.
Yeah, it happened like I think it happened over the weekend.
Yeah, I didn't hear nothing on that one. My Bing usually pulls up.
You know what's interesting is back whenever I was like big into rap and such like that. You know, I always loved Tupac, and then like when he died, DMX came onto the scene, and DMX kind of reminded me of Tupac with like his style and such back then, just how he looked and how he carried himself. So
I think DMX is like one of the most underrated rappers of all time because he like had that like 10-year run, and then he just kind of like fell off the map and people kind of forgot about him. But I've always listened to DMX. Like when I get in my mood to listen to something like that, I always just go straight to DMX albums.
You know what's funny?
Sometimes I'll play them in order.
Yeah,
what's funny is like when I'm just shuffling through music when I got my kid in the car, sometimes X gonna give it to you will come on and I'm like, yep, we're not listening to that.
No, his music that's not that never made it to the radio is like, dude, it would not go over well.
Jonathan says Poetic Justice is his best.
That's
which that is a good movie.
I always forget that one for some reason.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but with
it was
DMX
it
though,
was a little slower paced than
Yeah.
the others, but it was still a good movie.
you know what happened to him though? Why he fell off, Dustin, was that his homie actually laced his weed apparently, and it messed his mind up. He was never the same after that. I don't know if it was spice or something that got to him, but his friend was jealous, and he intentionally fucked him up, and it was like he was never mentally the same.
In and out of jail a lot too.
Yeah, so it's a bad ending. I didn't know he was brain dead, dude. That's crazy.
Yeah, it sucks.
Well, some more positive news that I got today is it looks like season 2 of The Witcher was announced, so it's going to be coming soon. I can't wait for that.
I haven't seen the first season, man.
I still need to watch the first season.
It's really good.
See, I thought he would be like Henry Cavill from Superman, and I didn't like Superman.
You can't
But
even
he's
tell
nothing
it's
like
him.
that?
No,
Okay.
dude. I was watching The Witcher, and like at first I didn't even realize that it was him because of how good of a job he does as playing Geralt. And like then someone brought it to my attention. They're like, "Oh yeah, Henry Cavill." I'm like, "What are you talking about? Henry Cavill's not in The Witcher." And then I'm like, "Oh wait a minute, that is Henry Cavill." So, but he does a really good job. I mean, you can't even tell it's him sometimes.
Do I need to play the game to understand it?
No, not really. You'd have a lot of playing because there was 3 games worth, and The Witcher 3 alone was super long. The games are great though. I mean, if you wanted a game to play, The Witcher 3 is a really good game.
I'll check it out. Is it on Netflix or what's it on?
It's on Netflix.
Yeah, Netflix.
It's a Netflix series.
I think it's only like 10 episodes, 10 1-hour episodes.
Yeah, I've been stuck on Cobra Kai, but season 4 was also announced for that.
Yeah, Cobra Kai is good.
I think your boy Mike Barnes might be coming back.
You know what's interesting about Cobra Kai is whenever I first got you to watch it, you were like blown away by it because you said like you said this might be the best you've ever seen, like a comeback series like that done before.
Yeah, because like, go ahead.
They just know how to do the nostalgia right.
Yeah, it's fan service done right, man. It's like it is fan service, but they incorporate it within the story, and the characters do like exactly what the characters should be doing. So it's like seamless. But a lot of its writing is owed to Game of Thrones. They actually send a lot of nods throughout the series of Game of Thrones, but the couple first seasons of Game of Thrones was like the best writing I've seen in anything. It was just mind-blowingly good. What do you think, Corey?
I mean, I go with the best series I've seen, and in terms of writing, has been Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad, because I went through that whole series in like 2 weeks. Like I could not.
It
stop
was really
watching
good.
It.
Speaking of which, have you watched any of Better Call Saul?
I watched a little bit. I couldn't get into it. I know a lot of people love it, but
I'll say this about Better Call Saul is it has a very slow start, but once you start to get further in, like you slowly start to realize, wait a minute, this is just more Breaking Bad.
Yeah, I need to get into it for sure.
Yeah, once they start bringing in like Mike and the characters that you recognize and such like that, it's whenever it starts to kick up and get a lot better.
Did anybody watch El Camino, that
I did.
Jesse Pinkman movie? Did you like it?
I did actually. I felt like I don't really know if it was necessary per se, but I mean I did enjoy it. But the problem with El Camino is you find yourself missing too much that you liked from Breaking Bad, like all the characters and such.
Right. Yeah, I haven't watched it yet, but I want to.
Better Call Saul definitely does a better job of the bringing in characters that you'll be into.
Okay.
Especially I think it was season 5. Like this most recent season that came out. God, that one was so good. I honestly, this last season of Better Call Saul, I would say was on par with being as good as any season of Breaking Bad.
Has Bryan Cranston been in that at all?
No, not at all.
Okay.
You see a lot of other characters, but just
It'd be
not
kind of
no,
cool if he was just kind of a little bit character on the side, like, just kind of a nod to him being in the universe. But
this is going to be a trick question for both of you guys. What was better from an honest standpoint, Sopranos or Breaking Bad, or is it just too different to compare?
Sopranos.
Okay,
hands down.
I've made it no secret. I've told everybody this, that to me, Sopranos is my favorite TV series of all time. So I would have to go with Sopranos.
I didn't even finish Breaking Bad. I got to season 4 and just stopped watching it and never had any desire to pick it back up.
That's kind of what happened with me with Sopranos. I got through the 3rd season and I hated his sister so bad. I could not watch any more of it.
There's so many characters that you just hate on that show.
See, that's what I loved about Sopranos. Is when they brought in Richie, I hated that guy so much.
God.
I mean, I couldn't even stand to see him on screen. Anytime he was in a scene, it just was it was torture for me. But I had to see it. I had to see what happened.
Yeah, it's funny. When he died, they brought in someone even more unlikable, which was Ralphie. The guy who plays him, is his name Joel Palminteri? What's his name? You know what I'm talking about. The guy who played Cypher in Matrix.
Yeah.
Everything he's in, he's sleazy. I don't know what is about him.
It's because he's a sneak fuck.
He is.
Now, they're still doing that Sopranos movie with
it's supposed to.
Gandolfini's sons playing him.
Yeah, the many saints in the order.
Come out.
Is it a movie or a series?
It's a movie. It's going to be a movie. Yeah.
That's probably better.
I think it was going to be a series, but then they just turned it in. I think it's a movie, a 2-hour movie or something like that.
I don't know, though. It seems like series are more successful than movies these days, so maybe they should have did a series with it.
Have any of y'all watched any of the Marvel series?
No.
I know you don't like superhero movies anymore, Greg.
It's not that I don't like them. I mean, I watched
what happened with
Snyder Cut.
I think the series is better for the Marvel movies because it's more it has more of a comic book feel to it it's stretched out over 6, 7, 8 episodes. I haven't watched Falcon and Winter Soldier yet. I'm kind of letting it build so I can binge it. But I thought WandaVision was really good.
See, I tried to watch The Punisher. It was too drawn out for me. Tried to watch Arrow, too drawn out. Everything I try to watch, it's a superhero series, just seems so long and drawn out that I lose interest.
The old Netflix ones are iffy. I liked Daredevil, and I kind of got
that
into
one
Jessica
too. I tried
Jones.
to watch that also.
I tried watching it. It was too slow.
I kind of like Jessica Jones, but I only made it through the first season, and then I feel you on that. But the new ones, like WandaVision and the ones that are in the MCU, those. I mean, I'd recommend them. The WandaVision, especially because it's super trippy how it starts out and then all comes together at the end. Because the first 2 episodes, you're just going to be confused. What the fuck is this? I almost stopped watching it because I was like, what? And then when it started to come together, I was like, oh.
See, I'm so over superhero shit that I don't even like to talk about it much anymore. Lawrence can vouch for that.
He starts screaming or something. He gets mad. Throws his shoe at people because
he's a grumpy old man. That's
he's a grumpy old man.
Yep.
Yeah. No, it's just it's the wow is gone for it. It's oh, this is awesome. They brought so and so onto the screen. Now it's oh, look,
No, your big thing is that you hate when we talk about stuff you don't know. You didn't know who MODOK was. Everyone knows who MODOK is. Man.
I did, but I forgot because
But I don't know. Any news on the Batman? Because I'm a DC guy, so I'm just kind of waiting
Batman.
for DC to and the Snyder shit. I'm happy that the end of the Snyder and to go into this new era. Go ahead, Corey.
Batman's coming out next year.
Who's doing it?
Matt Reeves. Matt Reeves is directing it.
Okay.
I don't know what else he's done.
Is this the Pattinson Batman?
Yeah.
But I read they're gonna have a Batman series with the Ben Affleck Batman on HBO.
See, that's DC's problem right there. There's like multiple Jokers, multiple Batmans. The continuity
It's been
is weird.
greenlit, like it's gonna happen. And
Well, I'm not sure what series it is, but also Michael Keaton's coming back as Bruce Wayne and something. So
3 Batman.
okay. Which I was excited about that. But,
at one point, Lawrence, thought Sting was Batman. So
I said he was like Batman. I didn't say he was Batman.
he had a bat.
Yeah, he did have a bat.
That makes it even worse. He came down from the sky like Batman does. Dresses in all black. I don't know, man. Like
face paint.
The whole face paint thing.
Well, he was basically the Crow. He's basically the Crow from the TV series.
Speaking of wrestling, though, I was watching the Hall of Fame thing tonight, and man, Hulk Hogan was doing his old Hulk Hogan thing for the NWO induction, but it was like Papo Hulk Hogan. He was like elderly acting. Like
because he is elderly.
I know. I'm like, I don't want to see that.
Just to give you an idea of how out of tune I am with WWE now, I completely forgot that WrestleMania is about to be soon. I couldn't even tell you who's going to be at the event because I'm so over WWE.
Bunch of people.
I don't like the product anymore.
No, it's their pay-per-views are usually entertaining at least, but I cannot watch the show weekly.
Yeah, I'll dabble on the pay-per-views, but I'm a skimmer, man. Like I will skim through that stuff so much to just get to the decent parts.
Yeah, I mean, a highlight match for me is the Reigns Daniel Bryan Edge match. Seth Rollins and Cesaro will probably be the match of the show in terms of quality, but
when is WrestleMania? Let's see, I'm about to look it up right now.
This Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
Really?
It's like 3 events or something. I saw online anyways. I don't really watch wrestling. I can't get into wrestling anymore. I've tried multiple times.
Just got to watch New Japan and AEW, man. It's better. Sometimes AEW is better.
AEW shit too. Sorry.
Mostly.
It's not what it used to be. You can't match that era that we grew up in.
Yeah, you just can't, dude. Just too many stars.
The Attitude Era was just there's nothing like it. There never will be.
Yeah.
So Lashley versus McIntyre is going to be the main event for night 1.
Mm-hmm.
Hope they can pull it off.
That's why they're on night 1.
Well, I'm entertained by McIntyre, but Lashley just doesn't do it for me.
To me, he was put in, and maybe he'll win. I'll be surprised if they do that. To me, he was given the title to give Drew McIntyre an opponent to win the title in front of a crowd that he didn't get last year.
That actually makes sense.
So
Bad Bunny and Damian Priest versus The Miz and John Morrison.
yeah, that'll be stellar.
Oh yeah, let me tell you, looking forward to it. So what's the main event for night 2?
Reigns, Bryan, and Edge.
Oh yeah, I see here.
Reigns is the best thing they got going right now, WWE wise.
Actually, Corey, have you seen the new IWGP championship for New Japan?
I didn't see it real well. If you want to pull it up,
I'm gonna pull that up because it's hideous. I hate it so much. And actually, Lawrence, you can tell me what you think about this belt. So,
all right, let me see. See what we got.
Get it loaded up here. My God, it's so hideous. Like when they revealed this, like I hated it so much. I'm like, I'm gonna cancel my New Japan subscription. I was like, I hate it that much. I don't want to watch anymore.
Are they using the Divas title?
I mean, in a sense, yeah.
Oh God.
That.
Ooh,
Yeah,
looks like a shield, like a dollar store shield.
Is that is the ugliest thing I've ever seen.
I don't want it.
The one on the left, the far left, that was the other one, right? The old one.
Which screen is loaded up here? You talking about this one right here?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the old one. This one right here is the old one, which everybody
That was
loves.
way better. Yeah, I like that one.
It has
looks like the
tradition
big
behind
gold.
it.
Do you think they changed it? Because that looks similar to the AEW title.
I think the reason they changed it was because they had this dual championship thing going on. They had one guy who was the Intercontinental Champion and the World Champion, and they couldn't figure out what they wanted to do with it, like as far as separating it out again. So they just decided to unify it and make one belt because I think they felt like they had too many belts.
Mm-hmm.
So then they get rid of championships that mean something and bring in this hideous looking thing that they have now. I'm not a fan of it. I will actually say it's probably the ugliest belt I've ever seen.
And that new Intercontinental title, I'm not a fan of either. It's pretty bad.
You talking about the one, the Sami Zayn one, the one that he had?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, don't tell me they've changed it again. You talking about the one that's kind of like kind of looks like it's got an oval on it with the diamond in the center.
Yeah, yeah.
I actually don't hate that one.
Yeah, it's better than that thing you just showed. But you know what title I miss? I miss the old European title. I really like that one.
Yeah, I did too. The Eagle Championship was the best one, the winged one.
Yeah, I at some point I've got to buy that just to have it.
Yeah, I like the.
It's like
what did you think
childhood.
Corey, what did you think of the WCW, the big gold, just the old classic?
I was never a big fan of that belt. I know a lot of people love it, but
Yeah, I love that one.
it's fine, but I don't know.
It looked like it was going to swallow Ric Flair when he wore it.
Thing was big. It's like as big as your whole stomach. Torso.
My biggest problem was nothing stood out on it. You know, it was all just
It was
gold.
a big piece of gold.
Yeah.
On the front.
I'm not a fan of the new UFC title neither, though, how it looks. It's like they're trying to go away from the traditional boxing style belt look with the new championships, and I'm like, what's wrong with the boxing ones?
Yeah.
Trying to be new and innovative.
There's like too many in boxing though. It's like the IBF, the WBO, WBI. Like, there's so many different titles. Yeah, and it's like, who was the champion? Just tell me who's.
Doesn't Mayweather's organization have like their own belt, and then De La Hoya's got his own belt, and
they also give out like honorary belts, and like they had a belt made for the Conor McGregor fight, and
yeah,
they had a special belt made for that. Boxing is just all over the place.
That's what's hurting it. Is there's so many belts. Even Mayweather came out and said like there's too many titles. That was like a big thing. They just need to streamline it.
I mean, Greg's a heavyweight champion of his street, so
damn right.
I'm gonna come take that title from you.
I got the belt in my little storage room to prove it.
Yeah, well, this year I'm your fantasy football champ. All right, bro.
Yeah, they should have had a belt for you guys instead of a toilet.
Hey, didn't you say you were gonna give me that belt if I won?
I don't remember saying anything like that.
Yeah, you got amnesia.
But yeah, I guess if y'all ain't got anything else to add, we'll go ahead and wrap this up. Corey, do you want to plug anything that you got going on in your podcast?
Yeah, we got Saturday and Sunday night. We're doing WrestleMania post show, kind of recap. I'll actually be doing 7 straight nights of shows because we're doing that, and then we're doing Art Bell week next Monday through Friday. So every night we'll do an Art Bell show, and that's on S'mores and Doors here on YouTube. And check us out on Patreon now, patreon.com/S'mores and Doors. So.
Yeah, definitely go sign up. But I might actually join y'all for that post WrestleMania show, even though
Cool.
I'll get home probably after the event's over. But y'all can basically tell me if it was any good or not. So
Yeah, we'll do.
But yeah, I guess we're gonna wrap this up. And until next time,
Slack off.
In the show.